Hello children, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Your SST, Civics and Geography, I will continue whatever the left chapters are there. So today we are going to start with Geography, Chapter 2, Inside the Earth. So first we will start with the introduction of the chapter Earth, Inside the Earth. It means in this what are the key aspects are there. The Earth, their internal composition, rocks and its types we are going to study. Origin, composition and usefulness of rocks means what kind of useful means of the rocks, how can we use those rocks, and rock cycle. So we are going to start with the introduction as it is. Our earth is constantly undergoing changes, but it is just impossible to obtain information regarding the interior of the crust as temperature are very high. As we are talking about the internal, inside the earth means we are going to study about the internal part of the earth. So it's really children to know about the interior part of the earth. It's very difficult. It is impossible because the temperature of inside the earth is very high. The heat increases as we go deeper. As we go deeper and deeper, the heat increase at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 30 to 35 meter of descent. So we derive most of our facts from other related source like density of material and the magnitude of earthquake waves, the density of the rock materials, its thickness and pressure also increase with depth. From the information obtained, the scientists have derived the earth into 3 concentric layers of varying thickness known as the crust and the mantle and the core. Means according to the scientists, they have categorized the earth, their layers in the 3 parts. We can say that is the crust, mantle and the core. So now this is the short introduction about this chapter. Now we are going to continue with the structure of the earth. Children, first we will start with the crust or lithosphere. Okay, the crust is the outermost layer, means crust is the outermost layer of the earth outside. Okay, its thickness varies from 5 to 8 kilometer. Its thickness is between 5 to 8 kilometer under the ocean floors to 35 kilometer under the continental masses. Silica and alumina, Al, which Si and Al are the main minerals constituents of the continental mass, and it is called Sial. It means if you will plus silica and alumina, it will, if you will plus, so with the combination it will become the Sial. The ocean crust is denser than the continental crust. Means oceanic crust is denser than the continental crust. The oceanic crust is called Sima Okay, and it is made up of silica. Again I am repeating, children, the oceanic crust is called seema as it is made up of silica. Silica's short form is Si and magnesium is Ma. So combine both seema. Silica and magnesium, it's combined that seema. The average density of the crust is 3.0 gram per cubic cm. So in short, again I am going to tell you, the crust is the outermost layer of the earth. The thickness of the earth crust is varies it between from 5 to 8 kilometer under the ocean floor to 35 kilometer under the continental masses. Silica and alumina are the main minerals of constituent of the continental mass, and it is called Sial. Means silica and alumina, when we will combine, it is called Sial. So I think you understand the crust of the lithosphere. Now I am going to move to mantle or mesosphere. Okay, the mantle, which is the second layer and extend up to a depth of 2900 kilometer below. Crust, it is made up of dense and heavy material like means it is made up of dense and heavy material like iron Fe, magnesium Ma, and silica Si. It consists of two layers. Okay, it consists of mesosphere is consist of two layers, the upper mantle and lower mantle. It means mantle consists, again I am repeating, children, mantle consists of two layers. There we can say in simple word, there are two layers in mantle, that is the upper mantle and lower mantle. The average temperature, okay, the average temperature of the upper mantle is 870 degrees Celsius, and the rocks here are in the semi-solid state. It means there, and the average temperature of the lower mantle is about 2200 degrees Celsius. Again I am repeating, children, the mantle, there are, we can say, two layers in mantle also, the upper mantle and lower mantle. Okay, children, now the temperature of the average of the upper mantle, what is the temperature of the upper mantle? 870 degrees Celsius, and the rocks here are in semi-solid state, and the average temperature of the lower mantle is about 2200 degrees Celsius, and it is in a solid state. It means upper mantle are in semi-solid state and lower mantle is in a solid state. The average density of the mantle is 3.5 gram and to 5.5 gram per cubic cm. Again I am repeating, the average density of the mantle is 3.5 gram to 5.5 gram per cubic cm. So I think you understand the crust and mantle. Now we are going to core. The innermost layer is called the core, means inside. Innermost layer is called the core. It has thickness of about 3500 kilometer, means core thickness is 3500 kilometer. This two is divided into two layer. As mantle is divided in two layer, core is also divided into two layer. The outer core and the inner core. Again I am repeating, as a mantle is divided in two layer, as upper mantle and lower mantle, in the same way core is also divided in two layer, that is the outer core and inner core. While the temperature of the outer core is 2200 degree Celsius, that is the inner core is 5000 degree Celsius. So this layer is called knife. What is this layer is called? Knife. And its main components are nickel, Ni, and iron, Fe. Combine both, knife. The average density of the core is between 3.5 gram to 5.5 gram per cubic cm. The temperature, children, it increases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius. The temperature it increases at the 1 degree rate of 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters of depth. Again I am repeating, the temperature increases at the rate of 1 degree. So we are talking about the core, don't forget it, don't go from your topic anywhere. We are talking about the core. The core temperature increases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius of every 32 meter of depth. The temperature at the core being extremely high, means core temperature is extremely high. Understood? Because it is the innermost layer of the earth. Core is, don't forget it, core is innermost layer of the earth. Innermost means inside the earth. That's the reason its temperature is very high, extremely high. The matter is in a molten state and it's called the magma. Whatever matter inside the innermost layer, which is we are talking about the core, whatever matters are there, that is called the magma. What is it called? Magma. And this magma is this red molten magma erupt from the interior of the earth through the volcano. It is called lava volcano. You have seen in the most of the videos and all. I have show you so many animations also. So when volcano is there, from inside the earth, the red color matter is coming outside. So inside, that is the inside of the earth, that matter is inside of the earth. So matter which is inside of the earth is called the magma, and when it's come in outside of the earth through the volcano, that is called lava. Again I am repeating, children, the matter inside the earth is called the innermost layer, which we are talking about. In simple word, the matter which is inside the earth, okay, innermost layer, that is called the magma. When that matter, it's because that temperature is very high, extremely high, and when that matter, that magma, it is inside the magma, when it's come outside of the earth through the volcano, that change into the lava. Understood? So recent study have suggested that the inner core is actually found in a solid state. Whatever the recent study is there, research is there, in that it is found that the inner core is actually in the solid state due to the pressure of the above layer. Whatever the above layer pressure is there, due to that core is found in the solid state. Now we are talking about materials of the earth crust and rocks. All solid materials of the earth crust, whether hard or soft. We are talking about the materials, solid materials, whatever the all solid materials of the earth crust, whether it is hard or soft, they that make up the earth crust are called rocks. So whatever the solid materials of the earth crust, that all are called, whether it is hard or soft, they all are called the rock. They are also of different composition, means size, texture and colors. Means these all whatever rocks are found, their colors, size and structures are also different. Rocks are generally solid masses, but also include loose material also, like such as sand, silt. They are made up of one or more material. Understood, children? The rocks, we are talking about the rocks, so they are made up of the one or more material also, as you are watching in this picture. They do not have a defined chemical composition, means you cannot define them in any particular composition. Okay, so definite composition. Now we are talking about minerals. Minerals are substance which occurs in rocks. Their main characteristics as follows, children, as it is given in your book, textbook also. They have a definite chemical composition. Minerals, we are talking about the minerals. Okay, each minerals contain two or more simple substance called elements. Each minerals contains two or more than two simple substance which is called the elements. They provide us metal and chemicals. Children, minerals, they provide us metal and chemical both. They are non-living solid substance. Minerals are non-living solid substance. A rock in which a particular mineral is found in a large percentage is called an ore. Minerals are of great economic value and form the basis of modern development. They are divided into metallic and non-metallic minerals. Means here which rocks we are talking about, children, you will see, means first thing is that the rock which is mineral, which is found in a large percentage, that is called the ore minerals. Okay, and this is the great economic values. These minerals are of the great economic values. Why? Because in modern development we are using this. So, and this is these minerals are also divided into the metallic and non-metallic minerals. So what is metallic mineral and what is non-metallic minerals? Now children, metallic minerals, these are metallic in form and found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. As example, what is the igneous and metamorphic rocks? Examples such as the iron, gold, silver, copper, lead, zinc, etc. These are the metallic minerals. Okay, non-metallic minerals are, these minerals are associated with sedimentary rocks. See children, again I am telling you, metallic minerals which is form and found in igneous and metamorphic rocks. Non-metallic minerals, these minerals are associated with sedimentary rocks. So example of the sedimentary rocks means non-metallic minerals are, of these minerals are clay, sulfur, coal, petroleum, salt, etc. These are the example of the non-metallic minerals. On the basis of their formation, the rocks are classified into three types of igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. So their types means rocks what three types of rocks are there? Igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Whatever the left topics are there that you will found, you will get in the next part. Thank you.